Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe, and we are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, as I always say. So help me out there, and let's get going, guys. So here we have the MLD, and I wanted to make kind of the same type of video that I did with the Block 10 or the Nets today earlier, right? But talking about the MiG-23, and yeah, this match is the kind of the answer why I think the MLD probably should be 11.7. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't want this aircraft to be completely bad. But remember, this thing is probably going to get the R-73 in the future once that thing is added at all. It would be the main thing about this aircraft, so more reason that we are prepared for it. And to be honest, man, this missile, it is amazing. The R-24 is amazing. This kill, this specific kill, is for those people that say that the MLD cannot do PVR. As you see, a 33-kilometer shot, and yes, is going to kill the target. Remember, the R-24 has a lot of range. Of course, we are kind of high up and a little bit fast, but yeah, this is what you can get in the normal matches. Of course, I think we have a problem that we always need to talk about in the MiG-23, which is the radar. Obviously, it is a very old style radar, right? It's a radar that it is not a pull-stop radar. It's nothing like that. As you see, kill from 33 kilometers. So yeah, of course it was another MiG-23, but still, it is still a very, very cool and beautiful kill that I got there. But yeah, the radar is indeed kind of limited. The range on detection on it can be, depending on the target, from 40 to 60 kilometers. It's not something very good. Even like 60 kilometers, man, you have to have a big target, like an F-14 Tomcat or something like that. Normally, it's hard to get stuff above like 50 or even 45 kilometers, right? So you have to have that in mind. The major flaw with this aircraft is the radar, because obviously the performance, it is going to be less capable than a MiG-29 or an F-16, but it's still plenty. I mean, it can still beat every single other third generation aircraft that we see in game, all the F4s, F5s even in a dogfight. And yeah, it's at the same time having all aspect missiles, which, as you see right there, I mean, obviously they're not perfect. No IR missile right now is, to be honest, even the A9L, right? Or the MatAWG 2. So you will see a lot of misses from IR missiles just because of the way that everything is, but still, you have all aspect missiles. You have a radar guided missiles that basically have the same range as the R-27, so you can get 30 plus kills fairly easy if you are in the right map. Of course, you have to be careful with stronger radars, especially because stronger radars mean that they are going to see you before you see them, and then you're going to get locked, and then you're going to get scared, and you will want to actually avoid it, especially if you are facing the MiG-29s of sorts, right? So there is always that reason why you should just be careful. But still, everything about this aircraft is just amazing. It has the big flares, the big, as you see right there. I mean, if it was an F-14 or something like that, or even an F-16 with small flares, it could still try to hit the R-60 with this kind of range. But with the big flares that a MiG-23 has, I mean, it's just impossible, right? So overall, it is a very, very good aircraft. It has, as I was saying, two problems: the radar, and I think there is another one that we're going to talk about. But the radar, we already did kind of focus on it a little bit. It is problematic, but you can still get away with it, you know? You can still reliably detect targets from up to 30 kilometers. Of course, it's not a pull-stop radar, so you do need to be careful with look down, but still it is doable, right? The other thing that the aircraft has as a problem is its complexity. So it is a very complex aircraft. It has a very large amount of radar modes. It basically has 4 radar modes. It has normal search for low altitudes. You have MTI, which is kind of a pull-stopper. for low altitudes as well. You have the normal search for high altitudes and search look down for high altitudes as well. You have the IRST. You have the missiles that can be a problem sometimes. The R60Ms, you need to like learn how to use them a little bit. The R24s as well. I mean, they're amazing, but they do have their problems as well. They're not perfect. You have the wings that are very, you know, player to player. It can vary a lot on how they use the wings, and you can be a very successful pilot or a very, very bad one. So all of those things matter, you know. And at the end of the day, getting to know your aircraft and actually flying correctly, it is more important than the performance of your own aircraft, right? For the most part, BRs are like, you know, right enough, or in a way they are good enough that you can actually be safe in the BR that you fly. Normally, of course, there are exceptions for that, but normally, yes. So normally it tends to come down for you, the pilot, to actually learn how to use these tools that you have to actually kill a lot of people. And the MLD is one that has a very big toolbox. So you need to learn a lot to actually fly this aircraft correctly. It is still one of the aircraft that, even though it is the best, for my opinion, third generation aircraft that we have in game, and it is one of the best aircraft that we have in game in general, and it is just amazing, still I have an opinion that it is hard to actually learn how to use it, and it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for new players to top tier, or new players that are trying to do BVR, because it is very, very much complex. For something like that, I would always just suggest something like the F-16, or even a MiG-29, but I mean, you would need to just pass over the MLD to get to the MiG-29. I would still think that the F-16 is a more, just an easier aircraft to fly overall, right? So it's problematic, right? At one point, I want to say that, yeah, it's kind of OP to be in 11.3, but as you see, most of the matches you are getting up tiers anyway. And at the other hand, I just want to say that this aircraft is actually kind of difficult to fly for new players, and then you will have troubles with it, and then the statistics of it don't help too much. So I don't know, it's kind of a 50-50 situation. Depends on the pilot. Can be like I said at 11.7 aircraft, and depending on the pilot, it can be an aircraft that it should be 11.3. So we kind of are in a pickle there, right? So I don't know, let me know what you think about this. Should the MLD be added to 11.7? As I said, I'm still divided by it, but I think in the future it will be. Of course, in the future we will probably see more decompression of the BR with 12.3 BRs being added and more advanced aircraft. And once something like an R73 is added to this thing, and if the R73 is actually added in the correct manner, it should not be the same VR as an MLA, for example, even though they are kind of the same aircraft. The R73 will really change the performance of something like this. So yeah, I think for now it's okay. I would suggest that 11.7 would be a more fair BR, but still it's not like for everybody anyway, so, and there's not a lot of people that fly it, so I guess it's alright at 11.3. It's kind of a mix, right? So I don't know, in the future I do think it's going to be a higher BR, but for now it might be okay. It is just amazing. You can get a lot of aces with it and get a lot of kills. I love flying against F-16s with it. It's just very, very fun to just destroy fourth generation aircraft with this. But you can still get killed, right? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think about this topic. Do you agree that the MLD should be a higher BR or not? I think for now it's okay, but in a soonish future we might need to be having it on the 11.7 BR. Okay? See you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe and bye. See you.